Welcome to Maths Grade 10. We're still busy with functions. We need to try and finish off the question that we were doing yesterday. So I can see more people are still coming in. Welcome, guys. It's Thursday today. So yeah, perfect. Let me just check at the chat box before I start. Okay, cool. All right. I can see people are still coming in. All right. All right. Okay, cool. That's perfect. All right. Okay, cool. So as I said to you earlier on today, we're still busy with functions, and functions is part of paper 1. And if you've got any queries, you can always email me at ngosihector28@gmail.com. All right, guys, let's start with stop sharing and reshare. Okay. So yesterday, boys and girls, we were still busy with this question, and we explained that this question is a exponential graph. This one, it's an exponential graph. Sorry, I just need to highlight it. Okay. So now we were given, the graph was given by, okay, just need to increase, okay. The graph of g of x is equals to negative 2 to the power of x plus 8 is sketched below. A and B are the y and x intercepts respectively of g, right? So A and B are the y-intercepts and x-intercept. Now, yesterday we did the range. I spoke about the range. I said to you the range is the maximum that the y-axis can reach. So this is the range, right? On your y-axis. There's also this thing called domain. Domain is the maximum where x can reach, basically in a simple English. We then yesterday calculated the coordinates of B, as 6.2 says determine the coordinates of B. We also calculated the coordinates of B yesterday, and we got the answer as 3 is to 0. Now we need to move on. Now 6.3 is saying to you, if G is reflected over the x-axis to from a new graph H, determine the equation of H. So basically here the examiner is saying to you, if this equation is being reflected on the x-axis, meaning now if you were to draw another graph somewhere here, it reflects on the x-axis. And the new graph, it will be called graph H. Determine its new equation, right? Of which the new equation, it's going to be h of x is equals to something, right? That's perfect. Okay, cool. I can see Palisa got Aaron, and Palisa got 2 to the power of x minus 8, and Palisa got 2 to the power of x minus 8. Very good, guys. Because when you reflect this into your x-axis, this was positive 8. So when it reflects to the x-axis, this is going to be your negative 8, right? So now let's check at the solution. Yes, that's perfect. H of x is equals to 2 to the power of x minus 8. That's perfect, guys. You guys are so awesome. I'm so happy with your responses. Right. Right. Okay, cool. Sign changes basically. Right. Let's look at 6.4, the last question. It says, explain why the x-intercepts of G. So x-intercept of G. So G is the original graph. Remember, it's this one. And H are both. So explain why the x-intercepts of G and H are both at B. Easy. Who can tell me? Because it was reflected over the x-axis to form H, right? Palisa, do you want to explain to us in a voice format where I can unmute you? Because yes, you are right, Palisa. No. Aaron, it says explain why. Palisa, can I unmute you? Hello, okay. Let me unmute you, Palisa. Hello, Palisa.
Yes, sir.
How are you, my girl?
I'm good, and you, sir?
Perfect. So can you please explain to us why you were saying that about 6.4? Because your answer, I like it. It's very good. But please explain to us as a class.
Yes, sir. The graph of G was reflected over the x-axis to form H, because if Y is 0, then the solution will be the same for both functions.
Yes. Yes, that's perfect. That's perfect, isn't it? That's
Yes,
perfect.
sir.
Wow. Thank you so much, Palisa. You're such a star. Hey. Thanks. Hey. Okay, thanks to Palisa. So as Palisa was saying that because the sign changes because G was reflected over the x-axis basically. So B will stay the same because the new graph will be like this, guys. If you were to visualize it, the new graph will be like this. But G of x and H of x will share the same graph, right? Let's look at the solution and see. Yes, that's perfect, isn't it? It is perfect. As Palisa told us that the graph of G was reflected over the x-axis to form H. This means then y is equals to 0. The solution will be the same for both functions. This means that both G and H will have the same x-intercept at B. Very good, Palisa. Thank you so much, Michael, for trying. Now I want us to look at the next question. So with the next question, boys and girls, it says to you, a hyperbola H is described with the following characteristics. Now we're speaking about the hyperbola, right? Where the equation of the vertical asymptote is x is equals to 0. The range, remember I spoke about the range. The range is the maximum of y. Negative infinity to 3 and 3 is to infinity. The x-intercept of H is 2 is to 0. Determine the coordinates, the equation of H. Now, with this one, I want us to pause. This will be your homework. We'll do it first thing tomorrow. I want to introduce you to a full parabola graph. This is your homework, guys. However, I want us to do a parabola like this so that you can see how does the parabola looks like before we can do this one. Because this one assumes that, okay, you know how to draw a parabola, you know how it operates, you know how its equation. But before that, this will be the homework. I want us to do this one. First, this one was taken from November 2016. 2015. So it's a parabola and a straight line. Okay, before I can start this question, I need to check. I need a chart, right? Very good, Aaron. H of x is equals to -6 plus 3, okay? It's fine, Aaron. You can keep that for tomorrow. But thanks for trying. You are correct, right? Thanks for trying. But you explain everything to us tomorrow. Let's look at question 5 of November 2015 so that all of us we can be on the same page. Okay, guys? It says to us, question 5, the sketch below show f and g. The graph f of x is equals to 1 over x minus 1. That's f of x. They are talking about this parabola graph. This parabola graph is given by f of x, and g of x is given by ax plus q, respectively. So point A, -1 is to -4, and point B, 3 is to 4, lie on the G. So they're telling us that this is point A and that's point B. They lie on the G of X graph. The two graphs intersect at the point of C and D. So C and D is where the graph intersect. The line BE is parallel to the Y axis with E on F axis. So the BE is parallel to the Y axis, meaning that the gradient here is the same as the gradient here. Remember, parallel lines, they've got the same gradient, but they will never meet. Or you can say are the lines that cannot meet, but they share the same gradient, right? Okay, let's see what questions are they asking. Now the examiner is asking, it says to us, show that A is equals to 2, right? And Q is equals to -2. So basically, they're talking about this A on a G of X of a straight line. So basically, this is the grade 9 stuff. Show that A is equals to 2, of which A is the gradient of G of X. And Q, it's where it cuts what? On the y-axis, basically. So now, who wants to explain this who wants to explain this to us? Who wants to explain this to us? Going once, going twice, going thrice. Okay. Okay, it seems like everyone is quiet. Okay. All right, let's start again. Okay, cool. So basically here, guys, what they are trying to say, we must show the values of A and the values of Q, right? So now what we need to do is we need to find, remember, in order for you to get point A and point Q, you must get what? You must have two coordinates. So remember, you can calculate your gradient first. And remember, I once told you under analytical geometry that how can you calculate your gradient? If you've got 2 points, you can get a gradient. So you can calculate point A and point B gradient, right? You must get 2. And by default or automatically, your gradient will be 2. And it makes sense because this is an upward sloping, so its gradient, it's going to be a positive. Then once you've got a gradient, you can take a gradient, your gradient, and substitute it here and choose one of the points, whether A or B, to calculate Q. Right. And see whether you're going to get -2. Very good, Ontatile, for calculating the gradient to us. Ontatile, she has just typed the gradient for us. Please also complete it on Tatile. I can see you saying 4 minus 4 over 3 minus, you're supposed to say, yeah, 3 minus 1. Okay. Then type on Tatile, type that A is equals to 2. Do you want to finish? Type afterwards that A is equals to 2 on Tatile because we have already started. We are waiting for you. Just type A is perfect, Michael. Then who wants, now we do have our value of 2. Who wants to calculate Q for us? Oh, sorry, on Tatile. Sorry, I'm used to the on Tatile as girls. Sorry. Who can I unmute you or on Tatile, my boy, so that you can explain to us? Okay, cool. Who wants to explain to us, guys? Someone is asking that, can it also be negative 4 divided by negative 1 and negative 3? Yes, that's perfect, Zelne. Who wants to explain to us the value of Q? Ontatile has already calculated us the value of A and we got 2. Who wants to explain to us the value of Q? Guys? Who wants to explain, guys? I'm here. Please participate, guys. Hello, guys in class. Please raise up your hands. Or you still working out the value of Q, guys? Are you still working out the value of Q or you don't know, basically? Yes, we got the value of A, guys. Let's not debate about the value of A. We got it. It's negative 4 minus 4 over negative 1 minus 3. So we are basically we are done with the value of A. My question is, who wants to calculate the value of Q for us? Who wants to tell us? Guys, who wants to tell us how to get Q is equals to negative 2? Who wants to tell us? Ontatile, you are right, but why don't you want to speak? Because now what you're saying is right, but sometimes when other people, they prefer hearing than writing, you know. That's why, because you know the answer. Can you please voice out your answer on Tatile? Please, I'm begging you, my boy. Please. Okay, I'm about to unmute you now because you have just agreed. Hello, Ontatile.
Hello, sir.
How are you, my boy?
I'm good, and you, sir?
Perfect. Yes, can you please take us through?
So then essentially, since you already have the gradient, all you'd have
Yes.
to do is fill in the missing blanks and essentially solve for the missing gradient. So then you just take one of the coordinates, which in this case, let's say B, which is 3 by 4, and
Yeah.
all you do is say all you do is you would replace the other values in this equation, and you would say and then you would say that you'd say y is 4. So then you say 4 is equal to 2 times 3 plus q.
Okay, very good. Let me type it while you're still on the line on Tatile, right? Let me type it on the chat box so that everyone can see what you're talking about, isn't it?
Okay.
Is that fine?
Yeah.
So now is y is equals to 2, isn't it? Your gradient, right?
Yeah.
But where there is x, you can choose. Okay, let's just say 2x plus q. Does it make sense? Let's just say 2x plus q so that we don't confuse everyone. This is step 1, isn't it? That's your step 1.
Yeah.
Isn't it, my boy?
Yes.
Now, can everyone see the step 1? Now we're moving to step 2. We need to say in step 2, you choose any value because sorry, both A and B, they lie on the G of X. Does it make sense? Isn't it?
Yes.
So now you can choose either point A or point B to substitute it in your G of X. Does it make sense? So we need to sub, meaning substitute sub A, or we can choose, let's choose B because it doesn't have negatives, but both of them, they will work basically, right? Let's just choose B. 3 and 4, isn't it?
Yeah.
Then Y is 4, isn't it?
Yeah.
Therefore, your Y, therefore, 4, isn't it, is
Yes.
equals to
2
2
times 3 and plus
times
2.
3. Very good. You put 3 in your brackets, isn't it?
Yes.
Plus Q, isn't it?
Yes.
Very good, right? And this is your step 2. Still typing, just a second. Step number 2, isn't it?
Yes.
And now you must solve for Q. Therefore,
Yeah.
Q will
So you
be
just
equals to what?
so then now all you do is you solve 2 times 3, which is 6.
Yes,
Take that take that to the take that to the other side, and it's 4 minus 6, which would be equal to -2.
very good on Tartile, right? Therefore, Q is equals to -2. Thank you so much, my boy. Thanks a lot, hey?
You're welcome, sir.
Okay, cool. Cheers.
Bye.
Guys, thank you to Ontatile for rescuing us. I always say this, guys. If you can explain it to someone, you know your work, right? If you can, that's why I love participation, guys, because something that you talk about or something that you say, it's very rare for you that you can just forget so easily. So that's why my classes are so different. I'm allowing everyone to participate if they know their answer. Sometimes even if you don't have to know the answer, but sometimes is to trying, because we know that, guys, trying is the best. And remember, learning is a process. Even if you are incorrect, we can always what you call, we can always try to rectify you. And that's how you learn. That's the process of learning, guys. In a process of learning, there is no right or wrong answer. You just need to be willing and be able to learn. That's how things are going to make sense. And the more you participate, the more you do things. I'm sure you've seen at school, is the more things are going to make sense. But the more you are quiet, sometimes you think you know something, not knowing that you're feeding yourself with a poison. So sometimes it's good to talk, right? To participate in class when I ask question. Well, it's not a must, but if you feel like, because that's the only way you're going to learn, guys. Does it make sense? Perfect. Like, I'm just going to make an example now. Let's say now you are building a house, and this house, um, uh, while you are still with the foundation, right? You build sort of like few layers, right? And it just breaks, isn't it? Obviously, guys, you would go and consult to construction people, right? And say, what might be the reason for this to break? And you see, so you are learning also as a builder and saying, okay, I've done my foundation, but now things are not making sense. The walls are cracking. Then the people, they can tell you that, oh, you know what, the soil that you have built in, or the land that you have built in, is not sufficient enough. And you learn. When you want to build again later in life, you know the things that you need to consider first. Same applies with you as a math student. You need to ask questions. Even if you are wrong, it's fine. We're going to rectify you, because come exam, you would know that, I remember I once did this question with Mr. Nkosi. Mr. Nkosi once said to me, this is how it needs to be done. And I remember when I was doing so much, I used to get wrong, but now I know how to do it. Because guys, let me tell you something. Your exams are coming. You can either write in November or October, but you know your exams are coming, and even in grade 11, grade 12, right? So learning is a continuous thing. Okay, less talking, let's continue. But I just wanted to motivate you guys a little bit. I hope it helped a lot. Now we have showed that A is equals to 2, and we've also showed that Q is equals to -2. 5.2 says determine the values of X for which f of X is equals to g of X. So determine the values of X for which f of X is equals to g of X. Easy. Who wants to take this? Who wants to take a try, guys? This is very easy, guys. Who wants to take a try? Who can I unmute? You just need to tell me what's happening. What are you trying to do? Basically, that's what I'm looking for from you guys. Going once, going twice, going thrice, guys. So determine the values of X for which f of X is equals to g of X. What are they saying? What are we supposed to do here? Who can tell me, guys? You have dealt with these things. You did them. Maybe you forgot. We did them 3 weeks back. It's part of algebra. Who wants to take a try, boys and girls? Okay, seems like everyone is quiet today. Basically, guys, what the examiner is trying to say here, they are saying to you, determine the values of X. Yes, Ben, yes, you substitute. Yeah, you're going there. Yeah, you are right. You are right. Letabo wants me to scroll up. Okay, I'm scrolling up. Let me scroll up. Let me give you 30 seconds to think about this. I've scrolled up those who wants to see equations. Then please let me know if you want me to unmute you so that you can tell us the answer. Okay, that's perfect, guys. Well done. Well done on Tatile again. Can I please, okay, Aaron, do you want me to unmute you? Okay, let me unmute you, Aaron. Wow, you guys are so brilliant. You are participating. Yes, Aaron, how are you? Hello, Aaron. Okay, let me type.
Hello.
Aaron. How are you, my boy?
I'm fine, sir.
Great, great. Can you please explain us? Can you please explain to us?
So the first step I did, I said 1/2
Yeah.
minus 1 equals to 2x minus 2.
What is 1/2?
1/2 is the graph for what's this f of x fx, yes, fx.
It's called f of x, isn't it?
Yes.
F of x, right? Perfect, my boy. So why are you saying 1/2 though? Where are you taking 2?
Oh man, it's 1/x, 1/x, sorry, sir.
Yes, very good.
Then minus
Right?
1 equals to 2x minus 2. Then I took the -1 from the graph fx and I
Okay,
took it.
basically, what did you do here, basically?
I did, what's this? I did like I factorized, then it gave me x
Okay,
equals to,
before we go there, yes, you are 100% right. But what does this question says to you in a simple English?
say I think it says it runs as f of the graph of f of x must also be equals to the graph of g of x.
Very good. Meaning that equate the graph of f of x to g of x. Then you solve for x. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Okay, go. I'm listening.
Then the next step you say 1 over, you take the -1 from
Yeah.
the, then you take it to the other side. Then
Yeah.
now it's, what's this? It's 1 equals to 2x squared minus x.
Yes.
And then you put the, what's this? You make it equal, like it must be 2x minus x minus 1 equals to 0.
Very good.
You must make it equals to 0. Then you do the factorize, and then x equals to -1 over 2, or x equals to 1.
Very good. Does it make sense, guys? So basically you are solving for x, right? But now let's check at the solutions here. Question. This is question what? Question 5.
Yes.
5.2,
2.
right? Guys, this is what is telling us, right? Very good. Very good, my boy. Thank you so much, hey?
Yes.
Perfect. So guys, here it was saying g of x is equals to f of x. Or what was the question saying? The question was saying to us f of x is equals to g of x, meaning, excuse me, take the equation of f of x and equate it with the equation of g of x to form one equation. Therefore, this is f of x, this is g of x. Then you simplify. Then once you have simplified, you did your algebra, you'll be left with your 2x squared minus x minus 1 is equals to 0. Then you factorize. Therefore, you're going to have x is equals to -1 over 2, or x is equals to 1. Basically, these are the value of x. Basically, here you were solving for x. Does it make sense, boys and girls? I hope everyone is following. Right. Easy. Who wants to try this one? 5.3. For what values of x is g of x is greater than or equals to f of x? We did this one yesterday, guys. We did this one. Okay, someone is asking, where do we get, okay. Someone is asking, where do we get 2x squared? It's because now you had 1 over x is equals to 2x minus 1. So you want to kill this fraction. If you want to kill this fraction with this fraction, you must multiply by x throughout. When you multiply by x here, 1 will be remaining. When when you multiply by x here, you have 2x squared. When you multiply by x here, you're going to have -x. Then you transpose this one of yours to the other side. That's how we got 2x squared. Simplification, guys, your algebra. Okay, thank you. I'm glad that now you are following. Right. Who wants to try this one? For what values of x is g of x is greater than or equals to f of x? Okay, I can see this one. It will take us more time. Basically, guys, these things are the things that we've been doing all along. So this will be your homework. So this and that is going to be your homework. So please make sure that you take this. Perfect. Untitled already got the answer, but today you have tomorrow you'll explain to us how you got the answer. Right. Okay, cool. Perfect. Right. So this is your homework 5.3, 5.4, and 5.5 along with this one. But this one will start it tomorrow because it wants the equation straight. I still need to explain this one to you guys. But this, you can finish this at home to 5.3, 5.4, and 5.5. Okay. All right, guys, that's from me today. Have a lovely evening and take care of yourselves. Goodbye.